Hey there, welcome back to another video, and in this video we are gonna take a look at Matplotlib library and what are its uses. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. So guys, the first question is that where do we use Matplotlib or why do we use Matplotlib? So the answer to that question is that we used to use Matplotlib uh, to represent our data or to represent our output of the machine learning algorithms. So let's take an example. Let's suppose you are giving a presentation in your company, and there you have to represent, like, okay, you had this data that these users are those users that prefer burger, and these users are those users that prefer pizza. Okay, so how you are going to explain it to them, like, okay, so these users are those and these users are those, if you don't have a graphical way it to represent them. Then after you have applied your algorithm, you can tell them, okay, I have decided that this line will be able to separate all of this data. So whenever a new data point comes, so like this, so it will be considered as like this data point likes, or this users likes pizza over burger. So this is why Matplotlib is very useful, because to us technical people it is not very difficult to understand the output of the machine learning algorithms. But other people who do not have proper knowledge about these machine learning things, then we have to somehow explain it to them. So graphical way is the best way that you can explain something to someone who doesn't know anything about machine learning. So let's take another example. Let me just open this. Let's suppose these are the user that buys from a shop that is in area A. These are the users that buy from a shop that is in area B, and these are the users that buy from a shop that is in area C. So these are branches of the same company. Okay, so this is a company, let's say Z, and it has some branches. So these people prefer to buy it from C area. These people prefer it to buy from A area, and these people prefer it to buy from B area. So by giving this representation to your employers, you can make them easily understand that, okay, so we have these kind of people, these kind of people, and these kind of people. And you can also see, like, you can see this point, and let's say this point. So although this point, green point, is coming in this area, you can say this area, you can take it as a map. So this whole as a 2D map, you can think of this as a whole 2D map, and you can say this green person is coming from this area, but he always goes to B class. So this is very useful in terms of explaining things to other people, and we mostly use it to represent things. There are other libraries like Seaborn, but to be in this tutorial, we are going to take a look only at our Matplotlib. You can also represent 3D data, and you can also represent these kind of bar graphs. You can represent pie charts, bar graphs. So let's take a look at here. As you can see here, this is the line that is dividing these two. So these are the people from one group, and these are the people from other group. Okay, and here we also have our example of regression. Oh, our example of classification. Okay, so these people belong to this part. Let's take it. So these people belong to red part, these people belong to blue, and these to green. And regression is, you are showing, what you are showing in regression is that, so this is the regression data, and in this regression data you do not want to classify them in any way, but what you want to do is you want to give an input which is going to be this x parameter, and you want an output y. So let's suppose this x parameter is the number of hours studied, and this y parameter is the output, that is the percentage of a person. So let's suppose if we will give this x, let's suppose we give this x, so our regression uh, algorithm is going to give this output as y. If we will give this x, our regression algorithm is going to give output like this. So this is how we can represent the regression data in matplotlib, and there are various things that you can do. Or let me just show you how you can represent 3D data. Somehow it is not easy for people to understand the data into the 2D perspective, so you can make your data in a 3D format and you can represent it like this. So guys, this was it, and in the next video we are going to start with the coding part. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.